if you are if you are the breadwinner in the home, how do you look at your? Are you able to be submissive to that man?
It depends on the situation. Been there, done that. Anybody that know me, for me, it depends on how he carries himself. If he's still carrying himself as a leader, then yeah, I can do that, but only for so long. Because any man that's a real leader, he's not going to allow his woman to pay all the bills. He's going to feel a certain type of way. So the right person, the right man, is not going to allow that. Me personally, being submissive, that's what I'm looking for. I'm kind of like I call myself being abnormal with that. Even though I'm 50, then been in the streets, did everything I need to do. I'm just tired. I don't want to pay bills by myself. I'm not trying to hear it. But if that brother lead like he's supposed to, he got all respect. I'll be home, do whatever he wants. Plate in one hand, body in the other hand. Have it when you want it, do what you want. We're going to let you lead. But if you out here acting a fool, like what I went through, absolutely not. We ain't gonna have it. Not gonna deal with it. Too old. Can't live off potential. We're not gonna have it. But the right man is not gonna allow that woman to do but so much by herself.
Looking at you, it's like you exude strength. So what you're saying, like it sounds good, but I'm not sure if I really believe you right now.
You shouldn't.
No,
you shouldn't. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. That's some bullshit. But go ahead.
Okay, so now we allow one of the ladies to respond. I see Brother O's is eager to give his opinion. Brother O's, how you feeling about this?
Well, it's kind of difficult for a woman to be submissive when they're leading because naturally a man is supposed to lead. Let's get that out of the way. I mean, we know they're supposed to lead. So when a woman is leading, they're out there norm anyway. So you're lucky if they don't. So you just because she don't mean you got a good woman. That just means you're lucky. The average woman, if she's leading, if she's providing, it's going to get misconstrued, because they don't understand power and it's power.
What?
As I'm saying, it's like a man is supposed to lead. They're supposed to lead, and every woman expects their man to do that. Now, just because they can't, it gives that woman the opportunity to say, you know what, I'm going to step in. I got your back. But it's a hidden agenda. And it don't come out till later on, when it starts. Ultimatums come in. Like you said, you got to be home. Now, I understand if a woman paying all the bills. Don't get me wrong. A woman paying all the bills and the man, he assisting with the laundry, he cooking, he helping with the carpooling. You don't got to wake up extra early to take the kids and do this and do this. When he's meeting you halfway, he's actually still leading because now all you got to do is go to work and come home. All the other stuff is done. So he's actually still being a responsibility. But when money is involved, the average woman, when money is involved, and they got that upper hand on that man, the submissive gonna come with limitations.
Hold on, Nisi. Now I see Heather looks eager as well. Everybody looks eager to speak right now. But so Heather, you look the second happiest. So we're gonna go, Heather. How are you feeling about what Brother O's is saying?
Okay. Again, I am not against what it is that he's saying as far as men being the providers. Naturally, we are taught that men provide. Time has taught us that is not always the case because now we live in an age where women have had to raise children, be mom and dad to their children. So it's not so much as that, it's that women are strong enough in order to play what role is given to them. In a lot of marriages, one person is actually might not be meeting in the middle, so then the other person compensates. So when we talk about women actually being the breadwinner, we have had to step into that role. We've done it for decades. And because of that, like now it's like everybody's on this, well, women are too independent type thing. And it's not so much as that, it's that we had to do that. And so now we look at it, okay, so if she makes more money than he does, or she's the one who's paying everything, yeah, as somebody who who has had to live that in my marriage. Going into this marriage, I was the one making the money. I was the one paying all the bills. I was the one who was handling all the business. So when it comes down to that, like, yeah, it can wear thin, and a woman will give a man a side eye if he is not meeting her in the middle. It does not mean that he has to meet her financially, but it does mean that he has to help her and meet her somewhere in the middle. Because other than that, she's going to look at him and go, what are you good for? And I might as well be by myself.
Well, that sometimes I believe would be the route. But when so you drag a man along and you got someone. There's nothing wrong with being a woman being independent. What the problem comes in is when they no longer allow themselves to be dependent at times upon that significant other, their husband, their man. And I hope we're talking about husband and wife when we're doing this relationship, because you're talking about boyfriend and girlfriend. But when a wife is the breadwinner and the man, you got some men, that was locked up. They out, they're looking, they're trying. Now listen, they're trying. You got some men that are trying, but once that woman been in that position for so long, it's limitations. What a woman got to understand, just because you're paying all the bills, when you give the extra, the commands, the out of pocket demands, and you related, or what's the word I want to use? When your reason for doing it is because I pay all the bills. If your reason, when your excuse becomes I pay all the bills, I do everything, at the end of any argument, not even an argument, at the end of any conversation, you're not being submissive. You're doing it in vain.
Okay, so Dwayne, with that being said, now I'm gonna address this to Bella. Now, I personally feel like the usage of the word independent in a relationship is wrong. I think it should be more like interdependent. Like when you know that you can function on your own, but you realize you have a partner. So you guys have to work in unison.
Mm-hmm.
So Bella, you're hearing what's being said.
I'm hearing what's being said.
So from your interpretation.
All right, so boom. So from my interpretation, this is why you laughing at me?
Boom. Go ahead, girl.
So boom. Listen. So from my interpretation, the way I feel, and I'm just speaking for myself, I would like to consider myself a submissive woman. However, I was told by several people that I'm not. Okay. But I would like to consider myself one. Okay. But with that being said, I'm going to also say this. I feel like a man's obligation is to lead his home. I don't want to be the head of my household. Right. I don't want to be the head of my household. You supposed to lead the family. You take care of us. Let me take care of you. This is how I look at that. You understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, if I'm the breadwinner and if I'm bringing home all the money, which is okay if he's having a down moment. If he's having a down moment, I got it. I got his back. I'm supportive and all of that. But it's a time limit on that. Okay, there's an expiration on that. If you're getting really comfortable with me doing everything, no, I don't respect you. And no, I have no respect for you. And me, I start doing shit like I won't cook. I won't have sex with you. Like I won't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at this point, I'm the nigga of the house.
Okay, Rob. Rob, what do you say to that, Rob?
See, first thing first, good evening, y'all.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Man, this is a touchy one. If I be honest with myself, because I'm gonna be honest with myself first, then be honest with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Everything everybody's saying is correct. It's all demographics. It's if you meet a person and you met them and they were what they was and you what you was, meaning if a lot of women now, they're very progressive. I just had this conversation with a friend of mine last night. Very progressive.
Mm-hmm.
Women are getting it.
Mm-hmm.
For real. Women are getting great jobs and they making some money. They really are. They're making some money. So you that's a touchy one. Cause I'm gonna be really honest with y'all. I never been married. Had girlfriends, of course. And the only example I have is my mother. My mother's educated. You know, she was married to my father, but he wasn't around. So all I seen is a smart, powerful woman in my eyes that took care of her business and her household. So me seeing a woman doing it, I'm a little different. I don't have no nothing against a woman that's getting it. Now I will say this: what Brick said. A man, a real man, he ain't gonna let
Ain't
no
gonna let
woman
it.
just. He's just not gonna let a woman do everything. That's just
Exactly.
that's not, you know. And then if we put the Bible in it, you know, I'm sorry to go religion a little bit, just a little bit. The
We
man
love
is
Jesus.
the man. All right. The man is supposed to lead. I
Right.
mean, he's supposed to be the head of the household,
Indeed.
and the woman, the man does what he does, and the woman does what she does. But we in a different day and age, as we see.
We are in a different day and age, and I think personally, I am so my morals are so old school. Like I have no idea where it came from. Cause like you, I watched my
Mm-hmm.
mother in a single mother home, but my
Mm-hmm.
mother's totally opposite from me. Like my mom don't, she ain't a big cook. I cook almost every day if I have
Right.
to. You know what I'm
My
saying? I'm
mother.
not gonna
Mm-hmm.
complain about it. I'm
Right.
gonna do it and be happy doing it. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? Like I'm very domestic, so it's not learned behavior clearly because I
It,
didn't
it
learn
Mm-hmm.
it.
can't it can't be learned because
It's
like
not
me,
learned behavior.
I have 8 kids. When people say they ain't had no father, that's why they do. I tell them that's a lie. I had the sorriest daddy in the world. Everybody know. My wife, people that know me know my wife for the first 20 years. I mean, she's still like we never been. We good now. We back together, but
Boy,
we
make up your mind. Which one is it? Damn.
I mean, it
Okay.
was we was going through a big separation at one time, but for the first 20 years, I didn't allow her to work, but I didn't hold her slave either. She had access to the bank account. She had every dime I had, she had access to it. So
And
when
that's
Right.
kind
people
of how I feel too. I kind of feel, and this is just my y'all don't jump on me. Please don't jump on me. But
No.
I feel like as a woman, I don't want to have to work. Let me work because I want to, not because I have
right,
to. You
Preach,
understand what I'm
Jesus.
saying? Right. I don't want to have to work. Let me work because I want
No.
to. And I probably
Right.
would because I like
Right.
doing my own thing. But I want to
Right.
have to do that. You
see,
know,
and
let
I hate this part because I actually agree. I don't believe a woman should. I don't. I feel like a woman's job. Like I mean, and I don't feel like she got to ask you for anything. I feel like you should make enough money to take care of you and take care of her needs or whatever, and go that much more harder. So you can hide money. Like
right.
I said, I go hard where I have money. She might not. She's like, man, we got all this money. She don't even know what I got in my pocket.
Right.
So it's not
Okay.
about controlling. It's not about control. You got my kid. When my daughter wants something to eat, when my daughter period come on, I want her to be able to go get her administration stuff. When my son want to just at the spur of the moment need football shoes, I want her to be able to go get some football shoes. So it come with that, but it's me have it messed up where just because they feel like they're the breadwinner, they control it, and I don't want to get off subject, but it
Hey,
can't be the
hold on.
breadwinner.
Let's stop right there because that's a very valid point, and that's actually what I was about to say next. But before
Okay.
we go into that side of it, I seen Bricks with her hands raised. So
Thank you. I was just basically saying, with Brother Old, he kind of lost me for a second, but you redeem yourself, brother. But you use the word power. I don't deal with that because the only power that should be in a household is what we believe in spiritually. Is not that man over that woman or that woman over that man. It should be equal respect. If the respect is there, then regardless of what your dynamics are, if that woman decides she want to hold that man down, that's her business. But if it works for them and vice versa, all I'm saying is for me in the situation that I've been in forever, I taught my sons that no matter what happened, you can allow your wife to work if you want to. It's totally up to you or totally up to her, whatever you agree to. But lo and behold, regardless of what happened, whether she wants to or not, you better be able to provide for your
You have
wife,
to
whether
exactly.
she
Right,
work
A
or
right.
man who
not.
don't work, he don't eat.
okay,
You know,
Right.
a
but
man that
okay,
don't work don't
let's
eat.
before because I want to stay right where we at. I don't want no more points made. I want to stay right where we at. Now this
Mm-hmm.
is Adam versus Eve. Everything these political answers y'all giving sound really good. They sound great. But
I'm
let's be
telling you what I
realistic
live,
here.
but these
Let's
guys
be
don't want that.
realistic.
Yeah, let's be
We
realistic. The
are,
guys don't want that anymore.
hold on. Can the men actually provide that? We are the minority. When it on the chain of status in the United States, if I'm not mistaken, the last time I checked, the black woman is second only to the white man. So it's blatantly clear that black women are doing better than black
The black
men at
man.
this point.
And a lot of times that's
That's
because
fact.
we forced to. We have to.
Right.
And a lot of those black women are probably single. They're
Oh,
probably not married.
but
That's fact.
let's not say, hold on, because this is not 1975. This is 2021.
True.
There is still more things have been done to see the black woman rise up and the black man go further down into the abyss. Let's keep it
That's
100.
true. That's true.
So
But you
all
also-
those dynamics play a part in what we're discussing today.
Well, this is how I look at it. When a woman,
Hey, brother O's, before you come in, I don't want to leave Heather out. Heather's been very silent for a long time. What's going on?
Okay. Everyone is making very, very valid points. My thing is though, as someone who is living this, and I need you to understand, I've been married for 8.5 years now. And in my situation, I went in being the breadwinner, the one that handles everything, and blah, blah, blah. And don't get me wrong, there have been times where we actually have, like, we locked horns. Because there was this power struggle, and I'm going to use that term power struggle because really that's really what it was that caused the conflict. However, when we had got to a point where we discussed everything was out on the table. I expressed my grievances, and I was like, look, I'm not trying to be big about the money thing, but I need you to meet me in the middle, because if you're not going to meet me in the middle, then I might as well be alone. The tables have now turned. Now he's working and I'm the one who's at home, being, the one that takes care of home. So in that, like, we have this this mutual respect for each other, that whoever is out making the money, like, they make the money, but what needs to be handled is handled. We have mutual respect. Even if the tables turn, like, we know exactly how to counteract all of that. So there is a dynamic between he and I that we're able to actually do this. And I only bring that up in relevance to that, depending on the people that are involved with each other, depending on the couple, it depends on where they are together. If they are not, as you said, CJ, interdependent, then there's going to be room for conflict. And then there's going to be the power struggle. There's going to be a power trip. There's going to be, where the guy feels emasculated and the woman feels like she has the right to disrespect and emasculate him. And that creates another dynamic within that relationship. Where this actually goes depends on the two people that are involved and where they are in their relationship. And if they're actually able to work and connect and make a compromise on how they're going to live together, or if they choose to separate because it doesn't work for either one of them.
Okay. So, Brother O's, now you were making a valid point before I brought Heather on. Do you want to care to elaborate?
I mean, yeah, sometimes, like I said, when a woman is making more money and a man is, trying to get himself together, sometimes a woman don't know that you done turned the tables. Because I've seen situations where the woman start making money and they don't realize they done switched up.
And they will.
And
we will.
And we will. They done switched all the way up. So
and
now you like, so now it's kind of like, all right, do I got to be obedient, or can I be a man and we address it? And 9 times out of 10, this job, this money, the money that I'm making that's allowing me to do this, it always turns out to be it's stressing me out. That's why I'm acting like this. That's normally a woman's excuse after they realize, but they're not going to admit to it because that money brings that delusion to them that, hey, I'm here.
But see, that goes back to the point that I was trying to make when I was saying these politically correct answers sound great, but let's not act like when you know you have that power, when you know, eventually you're going to get a little arrogant, especially when you know.
Yeah, you're gonna leave the car. You gonna bring the car back with no gas in it. And you know what I'm saying? Just so they can ask. You know they ain't got no job. You know you got all the money. So instead of you bringing the car back with the gas because you want them to take the baby to school, you gonna make that man come and say, you gonna put some gas in the car.
Wait a minute.
Depend-
We're not going to sit here and say that what the women are not saying is valid. Like, honestly, now I just gave my viewpoint. I am speaking from someone who is married, and I've had to play the role where I was the breadwinner. I was the one who took care of everything. I gave my viewpoint, and I'm telling you, it wasn't always easy because anybody who knows
So,
me knows
okay,
that I
Heather,
had one foot out the door.
okay, Heather, well, let me ask you this. Being that you taking that stance, so you mean to tell me at no point during the time when you was the breadwinner, you never felt like sticking your chest out a little bit?
No.
I don't believe you.
I
Okay.
guess
I'm
this
sure
one
you
that we
don't.
might gotta ask. We might gotta ask him.
Okay, Bella, I see Bella.
But see, my thing is, I'm not speaking from a married woman's perspective. I've never been married. However, I have been in a situation where I was the breadwinner in a relationship, and it didn't start out that way. It started out he was the breadwinner. He was getting all the money. Now all of a sudden he stopped, and now I'm getting all the money, and it became frustrating to me. I felt like I was taking care of my kids and him. I started to feel like I was taking care of a grown ass man, and it made me feel a certain type of way. And with that being said, I lost total respect for that man. I became very disrespectful. My mouth was, y'all can imagine, you know what I'm saying? Like I lost total respect for that man, and not because he wasn't getting the money. I lost the respect for him because I felt like he wasn't trying. I felt like he got comfortable with me doing everything.
Yes.
And you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't feeling that.
So just like I said
Now
a second ago,
I'll get real uncomfortable with his comfort real quick if I see that he ain't trying. Because
Right.
I'm real quick. I'm telling you, I will strap on my Nikes and be out.
but hold on, Heather.
Okay.
Okay,
Am
okay, now I have to
Hey,
be
hey, hey,
mediator
here?
because
hold on one
apparently the
second.
point
Hold on.
being made, and it's
Hey.
like Heather, you just told me that you never stuck out your chest,
I
but
told
now you
you.
No,
saying
I
you
didn't
stuck out
say
your
that.
chest.
Hold up, back it up. That's not what I said. I said there have been plenty of times when I was ready to hit the door. I had one foot out the door and one inside.
That's sticking out your chest.
What
That's
I decided to
flexing.
do
You're
is I worked it
flexing.
out.
Flexing
What?
hard.
But you were
Hard.
flexing.
Hard.
I was flexing. No, I
Yes.
didn't flex because no, there was no flex. I'm not going to do a lot of talking.
You're flexing. That's
That
sticking
is
your
not
chest out.
flexing. That is me
That's
just
a
being
form of
100.
flexing. That's a
No,
form
that's
of
me being
Okay.
100, and I don't know
Okay.
any woman that wouldn't. The truth of the matter
Okay.
That's a
So,
is,
fact.
if you not meet me in the middle, why am I here?
Right. And
but
I
that's my
don't want to get all vulgar, y'all. I ain't trying to get vulgar. I'm just giving y'all an example. In the beginning of the relationship, when he was bringing home all the money, when it came to our intimacy, I was the initiator every time. I was the one who would, use your imagination. Anyway, with that being said, after
Nah,
I
that dude.
became, what, Drizzy?
I'm sorry, 'cause what I just heard you say. I'm sorry, y'all, but that dude, whoever that dude was, that dude, you said you initiated everything.
Well, no. I said I initiated the intimacy part.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
was,
Nah,
but see, that was me. That's me. I'm the type of woman that you come home and you've been making money all day. I'm liable to be at the door butt naked when you come home. That's just the
Preach.
type of woman I am. You understand what I'm saying?
Please say it
But
again. Please say it again.
with that being said, after I started making the money and now you're not doing that, I ain't doing that no more. So I'm not doing that
I
no
ain't
more.
said all that though.
I'm not doing that no more.
okay. We
yeah,
I'm
you,
not doing that no more.
yeah,
hold on, guys. Hold on,
that
guys.
is that's kind of a form of flexing, like CJ said though. That's
Like
And
that's
it
you're
is.
flexing a little
flexing.
bit.
Oh,
And
But
it
hold
is.
let's
on.
get another
Hey,
perspective. Let's get
hey,
another
hey,
perspective.
Dookie hasn't got in yet. Dookie hasn't got in yet. He's been having his hand raised,
But
CJ.
I see. That's who I'm getting ready to bring in.
Dookie
So
Mac.
Dookie back.
What it do? Peace and light, y'all.
okay. So
What's
I'm
up?
sure you've been watching from the sidelines and what's going on. What do you think about this topic?
I think Miss Heather has a beautiful spirit. Can you hear me?
That's a
Yeah.
fact. Yep, we can hear
Yeah.
you. That's
Um,
okay.
I think Miss Heather has a beautiful spirit, but Jet, Miss Heather, Tell me your definition of flexing, then, please.
Flexing, okay,
We
for
I'm
waiting.
eager to know that
me,
too.
when y'all say flexing, I'm thinking that flexing is me throwing everything up in his face for one. And I'm not one that's gonna beat you up with the obvious. If I'm paying everything and I'm doing everything and taking care of business, I'm not gonna throw it up in your face. That's just not me. I'm not gonna do that. But I'm not gonna let you continue to keep running over me.
That's a fact now. That's a
I'm not
fact.
going to allow you to keep using me like that. Like, that's just not going to work. We're supposed to be in this marriage together, which means we
Together.
have to work together. That is
Right.
not going to work if only one of us is doing this.
It's
And I'm not
right.
even talking about
Okay, Evan.
finance. I'm
Okay,
talking
Evan.
about just meeting me in the middle. If I'm working, at least when I come home, can you make sure that dinner has already been started?
Okay, Heather, let me
Can you
stop you
make
right there. Let
sure?
me stop you. Was that a mute? Thank you. Because that point was already made.
Exactly. But he asked me what was flexing. I'm saying if I throw it up in his face and I'm sitting here making him feel emasculated, yes, that's flexing.
Okay. So back to Dookie Mac. Because from her definition that she just gave, she's describing exactly what I was talking about. A lot of that energy when it comes from a woman, it may not be verbal. It may not be you throwing it in his face, but it's a certain arrogance.
It's the energy.
Arrogant.
It's the energy.
Arrogant.
A lot of times with women, it's not
Look,
what you say, it's
It's
how
what
you say it.
That's
Now
fact.
we have to get back to Dookie Mac because this is his question.
again, that was not arrogance though. If I'm saying, look, if I'm going to do this, I might as well be by myself. That's not arrogance.
Okay, but we're gonna
The
come back to
100.
you. We're gonna come
Right.
back to you. We're gonna come back
Okay.
to you, let you finish your point. Okay, Dookie, back to you. Did she answer your question?
Yes, she did. Thank you very much.
Okay, so what was that the only point you wanted to make?
To roll back on Miss Bella. Now,
What's up, Duke?
piece of light, baby.
Hey, Duke.
Now you said
Thank you, Dookie.
that whenever you were the breadwinner in a situation,
Wait a minute, Hosen. I need you to repeat that. I didn't hear you. Say it again.
you had stated that whenever you were in a relationship and you were the quote unquote breadwinner,
Okay.
you felt some type of way, so you responded the way that you felt comfortable, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, why would the man not be entitled to feel the exact same way?
When he was the breadwinner?
In any situation, because at that point, the relationship is the money rather than the people. That's kind of where my point is going.
Okay, but wait, that's easy to say when, like I said, you have to be in my situation. You gotta, and let me just give you one example. I have a grown adult man living in my home along with my kids. Okay.
Blessings.
Okay, I have a grown adult man living in my home. I'm at
That's
work
the
one
problem.
day. I'm at work one day, and you call me and say, "Babe, they done turned the lights out." So now I have to figure out how the hell I'm gonna get these lights back on. I shouldn't have to deal with that if I have a grown adult man in my house. I should not have to deal with that.
No
All
one's
the way live.
if they have another adult in the house. Now,
Correct.
all I'm saying is I'm not knocking you for that. I'm only asking why can the man not feel the exact same way? Of course, we're gonna hustle and make it happen or make something work. All I'm saying is, you say you lost respect for, you was taking care of a grown ass man and some kids. That is the life duty cycle of any man.
I mean, listen, if he feels that type of way, then I have no choice but to respect that. But we have that understand. Listen, you know who you with. Okay, before you make that commitment, you know who you're with. So in the beginning, you already knew the type of woman I was. I already knew the type of man you was. The thing is, you changed in the middle. That's the thing. You changed in the middle.
Okay, that was the missing element, because that's where I find Miss Heather beautiful, because a marriage is for better or for worse. It's never easy.
Okay. So Nisi, you've been quiet for a while. I got to bring you and Rob back. I don't know. I'm not used to bricks. I'm sorry, bricks. I'm not used to bricks being so.
Okay, Ike. Okay, Ike.
Thank you.
My The whole thing that I guess I'm missing is the type of person that you choose in the first place. Like Bella
Right.
said, you know who you're with.
You know
So
who
if
right.
that guy is that way in the beginning, that understanding is supposed to be there from the gate. That man is supposed to make that woman his priority and vice versa. So regardless of whether the money's there, the lights on, or whatever the case may be, because I'm telling you, I'm that one that I have struggled with a man, but he was holding himself down as far as respect. He was in a bad place. Now, I've also been married to an idiot that wouldn't bust a grape in a pie shop. So with that being said, it's just the person that you choose. If that man, again, I'm going to say it, if that man has respect for her, he's not going to watch that but so long, and vice versa for that woman. If
Amen.
you're treating me like I'm supposed to be treated, I'll go all out for you, whether you got a job or not. If you're in a messed up place, guess what? I got you. I'm going to bake whatever, bricks,
And the
cakes,
thing
whatever
is, y'all,
it is.
we
You're gonna
keeping
do
it real,
that.
right? We keeping it real.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest
Right.
with this.
But
with
you
this
got to
grown-
ask yourself, does that man, what type of man you got? Because the
Right.
men these days don't respect that. They're looking
Right.
for that sugar mama, somebody to
Right.
pay the bills, somebody that already got their own place, you using their
Right.
car, whatever the case may be, and they come on a humbug later on, like Bella said. You meet that representative in the beginning, but in the middle
and then
somewhere,
it changes.
it
And then it
changes.
changes. And then
Okay,
the thing
so
is, I'm sorry. Go ahead, CJ.
no, I see where this is going, and once again, you guys are pointing the finger at the men and aren't accepting any.
No,
You guys aren't accepting any accountability.
What accountability you looking for us to accept?
I just said it depends on who you choose, because
They
truth
are
be
setting
told,
it.
there
They
are
are
some
setting
guys.
it.
I
They
said
are setting it. They
I
are
say the
setting
painting
it,
be
but
on
they're
the wall.
justifying.
I
They're
said that.
setting it,
I
but they're
said that earlier.
justifying it.
Okay,
I
so
said
They're
what
that.
kind
setting
of
it, but they're justifying it. That's how I look at it. I feel like they accept that. No, they're just justifying. You
Let me
know.
just say this: if that a true woman that loves that man, she is not going to degrade him. She's not going to do any of that stuff. So again, there are women with hidden agendas that do that. They'll come, they'll be the happy homemaker in the beginning. Once you start making that money and you get them accustomed to a certain way of life, then I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not saying there are not women like that, because they are. There's some women that get on that power trip of saying, I don't need a man for whatever. Let me tell you about Bricks. Bricks need one, okay? Bricks
And Bella
tired of doing
needs
this by
one.
herself.
I
I'm not
need
going to do
one.
this
And I
anymore.
don't
But at the
just
same time, he going to have to come correct.
right.
Now, I will
But it
bow
sounds to
down
me,
and be
but
submissive.
but
He
to
has to be
Bella's
correct.
but to Bella's point, it's almost like she's saying that she wants a man to take care of her.
No. Listen, hold up. I need you to understand something, because
And
I
you
do a
said you
great. Wait,
want to
hold
work,
on. Hold on.
and
I
you
do a
said you
great
wanted to
job.
work whenever if you feel like working.
I do an awesome job taking care of myself. A phenomenal job taking care of myself. So it's not
But
the
that's
part
not
that.
that wasn't the question.
But so my point is not that I can't. However, it's that I prefer to have, like I said, I don't want to be the head of my household. I don't.
Right.
I don't want to be the head I want my man to lead me, but you have to lead me in the right direction. I don't
And
want to be the head of the household.
but what if he leads you to the point where he feels like we can accomplish more if you work as well?
Then
Right.
we working. We working.
Right.
We
Right.
working.
But your preference is, you said
We
that you
all
do
got a
not want to work.
preference, but I'm a team player. I'm a team player.
Right.
I could have that preference, but I'm still a team
Right.
player who has her own businesses. So with me,
Right.
even though I have that preference, I would probably still work anyway, because I have my own shit going on. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna work anyway.
Right.
But my preference, if you ask me my preference, I'm gonna tell y'all what my preference is: to sit home and give you all the babies in the world. My preference is to pop out a baby
That's it.
every 12 months. Okay? That's my preference. Is it always like that? No.
Okay, so Rob, I see you wanted to chime in a little bit.
Hey, nah, man. Hey, look, nah. I'm just saying. I mean, my basic earlier point, but what I said pretty much like Bricks, what she was saying, but like I said, we're in this day and age, what we're in right now. I think together, you can have more together than one person doing one thing. If both people are providing and putting in, y'all can have something. Y'all can have more.
You can have more.
You definitely can have more
And I
than
agree
just
with
having
that.
one income. If you got two incomes, you can definitely have more. It's no struggle. You want to go on a vacation, want to just take a little getaway, y'all got the money to do it because both of y'all got the income to do it.
Yeah.
Instead of stressing or getting them loans, like some people get a loan to go on vacation. I'm not doing that shit.
No.
If I ain't saving up, we ain't going. Or we ain't saving up, we ain't going.
Right.
You know, I think, like I said, I can't honestly speak on it because, like I said, I've never been married, but I think power trips go on both sides. I think about old school dudes back in the days, the old school dudes making that money. He gonna tell you what's good, what it is, what it is.
Yep.
You gonna be with it. You gonna be with it, or you ain't gonna be with it.
A lot of old school men who are breadwinners they cheat a lot. They cheat often because they feel like they taking care of home. They feel like they have the money. They gonna do what the hell they want to do.
That might be that right there. Yeah, true. That might be a demographic too there, Bella. I'm not gonna lie. That might be one there too. But then let's flip the coin to this generation, to this time. The women that do make all the money and do that, like you said, you feel a certain type of way, you doing this, you doing that. Well, I ain't gonna do this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You said it yourself. You might withhold sex from a dude that you already knew that kind of he wasn't shit, but you settled with him anyway.
Okay, let me rephrase that. I ain't gonna withhold no sex because I like sex, but I'm not gonna be the initiator.
I'm
not gonna be the
initiator. You backtracking. You backtracking.
Just hear me out. Listen,
you said it out your mouth. You just said out your mouth. If that nigga ain't making that money, you ain't giving him that money. Okay, you said that shit.
I did say that, but what I should have said was, I'm usually the initiator. I'm not gonna do that anymore. That's what I should have said. That's what I should have said.
I'm gonna say this. It ultimately boils down to I don't think a woman can respect a man if she the breadwinner because it's gonna expire. It's gonna come with an expiration date.
I agree, and that's what Heather said. That's what Heather said. It's gonna come with it. See, it's like this. Women truly want a man to be assertive. If he's not assertive, they not looking. They love a man that's controlling to a degree, not controlling where he's telling them what to do. But if he's controlling the narrative of, okay, he's the provider, he's taking care of home, he's putting down that wood in the bed and all that good stuff. If a man ain't got nothing and she met him like that, if he taking care of his part, a woman pretty ain't gonna say too much until she get frustrated with him.
Right.
She ain't gonna say shit. She not gonna say shit until she get frustrated with him. Then when she get frustrated with him, nigga, when you gonna go get this job down? You told me you was gonna get a job. You going looking for a job.
Facts.
No doubt. Come on, man. And with that being said, and I hate to put everybody on hold.
We're at 5 minutes, folks.
We have 5 minutes.
The
fact that we have 5 minutes, I'm gonna reach out to each and every one of you, and you guys give me a final statement on what are you leaving here with? Did you learn anything, or got a different perspective, or just the final thought? So we're gonna start with Brother O's because he was kind of silent the last 10 minutes of the show. So Brother O, what are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are that women are consistent. They are, as we heard, they are consistent in their thinking, they're consistent in their believing, and they're consistent with their actions. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Rob.
I love my beautiful black women. I do. I love y'all to death. I do. I love you. Be careful who you select to be with. Know your demographic. Know what you're willing to put up with. Know what you're willing to deal with before you make that commitment.
Bella.
Oh, okay. So listen, y'all. I'm not one of them type of women who say I don't need a man, because yes, I do. Okay, yes, I do, and I don't need him for financial reasons. I need him. I need him just like he needs me. We need each other. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, that's all I gotta say.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
Heather.
Okay. Well, from this, I think I have a little bit more understanding on where the men are coming from. I do. And I know that I have been stuck in my own ways from where I know how to deal in a relationship and how I know how to deal without one. And so in a marriage, it's a completely different thing. And um, I would tell anyone, just if you're going to go into a marriage, make sure that you're willing to do the work, because marriage is not just something that you walk into blindly and think that it's just going to automatically be rainbows and unicorns, because it doesn't work that way. But
Right.
definitely be able and willing to do the work and know what you're getting into. Because if you're getting involved with a man that is very comfortable with doing the bare minimum, then that's exactly what you're going to get. And which means it's ultimately going to end up in disaster. So just know what you're walking into.
No doubt. Nisi, Bricks. I'm sorry, y'all. This is a family member, so I'm tripping a little bit. So Bricks, what you think?
It's okay, baby. It's okay. I'm still on the same tip. Regardless of how the scenario is, if you have an understanding in the beginning of what that man expect, what that woman expect, as long as you keep it at a level of respect, there is no disrespect, you'll be okay. Me personally, again, I say I can't deal with all that craziness anymore. I don't know if it's because of my age or how much I've dealt with in my life, but I want someone that's going to make me their first priority, just like I make them my first priority. So it's a matter of taking care of each other, not who's being submissive to who got power, and that kind of thing. So just take care of each other.
No doubt. Last but not least, Dookie Mac. How you feeling?
Aim for resolutions and not compromises. A compromise means someone has to step down. A resolution means you both have elevated yourself that you couldn't do it by yourself.
That's facts.
Right.
Nice.
That's facts.
And with that being said, beautiful quotes from everyone. This is what I wanted the show to be. I salute the whole cast. Everybody showed up today and did a wonderful job. Sorry about that, guys. My phone was ringing. But great job, everybody. Sign us out.
What's going on, everybody? Remember, we'll be back 8 o'clock next Sunday. Adam versus Eve. Watch the Facebook group. Subscribe, like, share. Put your opinions in the comments. Until the next time, remember, it's always Adam versus Eve.